Yeah, let me now show you what the dilemma is that I'm currently in. All right, but let me tidy up the table just a little bit. I know it's now a couple of months past Christmas, or well, at least a month. But I still got my Ziggy Christmas Santa Claus out there. So it just kind of remind me of the festive season, you know. So while I work on microphones, like I'm presently doing, look at that. That's a beauty, isn't it? Shure 51. Here's another one. It's even better. You know, I paid like 20 bucks for this, and I'm not going to tell you where I got it. It was a sweet deal. All right, so let's get on with it. Here's some good old mics here, boy. More Shure 55s. Not the 51s. No, these are the 55s. These are your original 50. Well, no, these are the second generation 55s. Okay, we'll do the history lesson later. All right now I'm just going to show you that I'm working on this stuff. Working on this stuff. Look at this thing. This is great. That's even better, that works thing. The only trouble I got with that thing is that those things are so magnetized in the little slots there. It's just about impossible to get out. By the way, I'm working with some gloves here. You get these gloves at Harbor Freight for a song, and they really work well working on old mics because you don't want to get your finger grease on these things, you know? Look at this beauty. Oh my gosh. I got a sweet deal on this one too. And I beat you to it. This one was made, well, by Shure, but sold to Stromberg Carlson in Rochester, New York, where I'm going to be heading a number of times this month as I'm a professional singer. And I'm not a mic guy, but I figure one day I'm not going to be able to sing anymore, and I'm going to have something to do, so I'm going to need to learn how to putter with these things. Fix them up, sell them to somebody, bring them back to life. Now this is designated, this is actually a Shure 55, but this is the broadcast version because of the collar here on the neck. That's a shock mount. This one has the same thing, but I'm not going to disturb that element right now. This one's, the screens are a little crapped out, and that's the way they normally are. But this one is unbelievable. This is another beauty I just recently got. I mean, Lord's blessed me with some really good deals. Now look at that there. I mean, you can't even see that screen hardly, right? It's there, believe me. It's a nice blue, which is the original color. And I'm telling you, this thing's going to be sweet. Here's the element. But the problem is this guy doesn't work. This crummy one here, it's not really crummy. I mean, this is more typical of the age. This one works. So I got to figure out the two. So I got this data sheet. A buddy of mine's been trying to help me out with how I can test this thing. He said check for continuity, you know, on the what do you call this thing? Yeah, the element. But then he says it's going to be testing the continuity because it's connected to the transformer, and if you got continuity, it could be from one or the other, but not both. Yeah, all right, yeah, sure, whatever. Yeah. Now look at this one here. This one was really nice. You know, the elements that got the screen that looks really great. Now somebody, I don't know if somebody rewired this thing because look at all that mess of wires back there. Compare it to this one. Look how that one doesn't have a bunch of crazy wires and junk. And I just learned from my buddy the other day that that's the, and you guys are all going to laugh at me because you're going to, yeah, you really don't know. That's the impedance switch there. A couple of other things I'd like to point out before I let you go is that I'm going to put some new foams into this, which I sell on eBay, by the way. And if you need any foams for Shure 55s, just write to me, PM me, and I can give you my eBay account. You can look it up and get yourself some of these. I got red, blue, and gray. Here's the other thing I was going to point out. This mic here, that's the very nice one. This came out of it. These are invaluable, man. These are the original little things that go on these little nubs here, and those are in incredible condition. You know, it's a little tricky to recreate the things that used to be on these little nubs, which keep the element from rattling around inside the cage of the microphone. And so I got this kind of material here that I got from Harbor Freight, and I got this kind of a tool that will melt and cut into this stuff, and I'm going to recreate those little thingies right there. But here's an idea that somebody on one of these mics, it was actually this one, the guy had done, which was really kind of an interesting idea. He took a piece of Velcro and he cut it into a, you know, like a half a strip. Usually you get the stuff and it's about, I don't know, half an inch wide or whatever. So he cut it down about 1/4 of an inch, and you just stick it around this thing, around the outside, and voila, there's your little bumper thing. I mean, I might just try that on one of these. So that's a good idea. All right, I think we're done now. By the way, I'll make a video when I'm done with this and show you what I got. Anyway, got a little work to do. Any help you got for me, feel free to comment in the comment section and give me the what for.